I got home late that night. My wife was still awake and served me the dinner. I held her hand and said to her, "I have got something to tell you." She didn't ask me what was it and sat by me. We both ate, and I noticed she was already too sad to hear something from me. Finally, I broke the silence. And I said, "I'm going to divorce you." She was numbed and said, "But why?" I said, "Don't act like you don't know. It's not working between us." She said, "So, you realize that after 10 years of our marriage?" I got angry and told her the truth. "Yes, and that's because I met Jane now, and I realize how lively a relationship can be." She kept quiet, and I went to my room. Next morning, when I wake up, she was still there. She came to me and said, "I am ready for the divorce, but before that, you have to agree a few conditions." I got very happy and was ready to do anything. She said, "I don't want any money allowance from you. I want you to divorce me after a month. Until our divorce, every morning you have to lift me up from our bedroom to the front door." I thought she had gone crazy. While I could have accepted anything to get a divorce from her. Later, I went to my office and told Jane about my wife's condition. We both laughed and took pity on her. So when the first day I carried out on the first day, so we both felt clumsy. Our son clapped seeing both of us like this. She closed her eyes and said to me in the ear, "Don't tell our son about our divorce." I nodded but felt a little pain inside. On the second day, both of us acted much more easily. She leaned on my chest. I could even smell her fragrance. I realized I hadn't looked at her face for years. She seemed quite old and tired. Definitely our marriage has taken all its toll on her. On the fourth day, I realized what I had done to this beautiful woman who had spent 10 years of her life loving me. On the fifth day, I felt a sense of intimacy returning between us. Later, I realized that she had grown so thin and weaker. The last day, when I picked her up, I could hardly move a step. That day, I jumped out of my car swiftly and walked upstairs. I went to Jane and said, "Sorry, Jane, I don't want the divorce anymore." I realized in these days that my marriage life was boring, probably because I did not value the little details of my life. I did not love her anymore. She gave me a loud slap and slammed the door. I rushed home and picked up a bouquet of flowers on my way for my sweet wife. I ran upstairs, only to find my wife is in the bed, dead. My wife had been fighting cancer for months, and I was so busy with Jane to notice. She knew she would die soon. So she wanted that our son had a positive impression of our marriage life. A lesson is the small details of life for what really matters to keep our relationship going.